Before Zohran Mamdani won his election, we've seen the rich billionaires such as Elon Musk teaming up with Donald Trump to endorse his competitor Andrew Cuomo, who is, of course, has a scandalous past as running as the governor for New York during the COVID era. But one of the things that Mamdani said is that he will increase 1% in corporate tax for the rich of the New York to understand, to help the society, and will benefit 99 to 100% of the people that are living impoverishedly in New York. So this is quite the big issue. I want to understand from you, over the past couple of months, Washington DC has unleashed its national troops in all 50 states, and it has caused a pandemonium, given that right now the Democratic Socialist leader Zohran Mamdani wins before the upcoming midterm. I want to understand how you see about these affairs in United States of America.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me in this talk show. First of all, congratulations to Mr. Zohran Mamdani for being elected as the mayor of New York City. It's a great pride for him, it's an honor for him, and honor for the immigrants who have supported him in a large scale. This shows that the tide is turning. You see, we have to understand one thing, that in USA, the local elections are different from the national election. The reason why Trump won were different from why Mamdani has won. This is a more localized, the neo-based problem. But it is, you cannot really isolate now, because what Mr. Trump is doing is trying to engulf the entire USA into a chaotic situation. Some other, what he promised or what he had talked about in the pre-election days, he is not following that.
Right.
He has his own charter or what he wants to fill up. Anyway, now as you said that the rich billionaires all supported, it shows that money doesn't buy everything.
Right.
Because the people of New York, especially the immigrants who are settled there, those people who are living below the certain line, I will not say below poverty line, but then they are living a life which is not suitable for New York. So they had wanted a change, because what has happened in the past is people have talked about change, but in reality nothing has changed for them. So probably the people saw that in Mamdani himself being an immigrant, and he has seen through the troubles that they have to pass through, so they all voted for him. And I wish all the success for Mr. Mamdani. His journey won't be that simple, because he will have to face a lot of obstacles on the way, because the Republicans and the billionaires will always be opposing him. Like as you said, that he is going to impose 1% extra tax. So that's going to burden the billionaires. Basically, what Trump has done is he has reduced the tax for the rich people, increased the tax on the middle income.
Right.
So whereas Mamdani is going the other round, so there's going to be a clash in there. So that's going to be very interesting. But in the long run, probably this is going to affect the entire United States, because people are not taking in good spirit the deployment of the National Guards all over USA, because National Guards or the employment of the forces in US cities had been the last resort. But I don't think the situation had gone to that stage that where there is a requirement for them.
Right.
They are forgetting the Republicans are forgetting that probably they are the what do you call their ancestors all immigrant.
Of course,
the
yes.
US society has built on immigrants.
Right. From what I understand is that the first settlements were from immigrants itself.
So they can't throw away the immigrants. It is the immigrants who have raised USA, who has helped build USA. So you can't tell the immigrants to live now.
This is, of course, an act of genocide, but by the RSF towards the South Sudanese people. I want to understand the implications it has on a world stage. Of course, we cannot ignore such act when it comes to international affairs. How do you think this will be handled?
Sudanese crisis is not new. It's been going on for quite a long time. And basically, Sudan is a tribal society, and this sort of thing happens in tribal society at times. But it has been it has prolonged to such an time that it has really destroyed the country. Sudan was one of the countries which was coming up very well, but then because of the internal conflict, the country has landed in deep crisis. Now, as you have said, I saw in the news, if they have succeeded in capturing that area, that means they are effectively dividing the country into two halves, southern Sudan and northern Sudan.
Yes.
So, the clash that is taking place, I don't find any ray of hope in future, because both sides are adamant in their. There is no sign of any compromise on any side, because both the government forces as well as RSF both are holding on to their point of view. They are not agreeing to sit and work on a compromise solution. So, but the sufferer are the people of Sudan, because there have been malnutrition problem, there have been food crisis in Sudan, and Sudan was not a rich country in the past, and its economic condition is further deteriorating. And some other, the African Union, OU could not do anything about it. That's very sad part.
I want to ask you, given that you have the military expertise and background serving the Bangladeshi armed forces, you see United States of America has deployed the largest or the most powerful aircraft carrier towards the Caribbean in an attempt to stop these narco trafficking drug boats that the US administration alleges. I want your comment regarding this matter, especially in the lieu of the fact that it's not just Venezuela and Nicolas Maduro's government that Donald Trump openly criticizes, but it's also a nation like Colombia. The leader of Colombia went to the UNGA and stood in front of the UNGA. I saw him across the street asking the National Guard troops to obey your leaders because they are wrong in their leadership. That is the comments that were made by Colombian president. I think his name is Gustavo Petro, if I'm not wrong. I want to understand how you feel about it, given that you have a military knowledge.
First of all, thank you very much for the question. Coming to the US action that is taking place around Venezuela, is Trump is basically trying to
Venezuela and Nicolas Maduro's government that Donald. I think that was a glitch in the system. Please, sir, continue.
Right. So what Mr. Trump is trying to do is to oust Mr. Maduro, but he is very popular in the country. In Venezuela, he is popular. One. Secondly, it is the oil that is the target, because Trump wants to take control of that oil that Venezuela has. It is number one in the world now, in the oil producing. So, if you look at the size of Venezuela and the problem that is there, sending the largest and the strongest fleet, naval fleet there is, I don't know, in Bangladesh you say, Mosha marte kaman dagar, I don't know what is
right. To kill a fly, you send a cannon, something like
that's
that.
That's right, something like that. So, this is very peculiar. But then I don't take it to be peculiar, because Trump has been acting like that. He has been using forces out of proportion in most of the places. And he is trying to show his strength, trying to bully people around the world, and trying to take credit. And then he is calling himself that he is a Nobel Peace Prize candidate, all those things. Because today in one of the Facebook comment on something has written that, oh yes, with the Afghanistan and Pakistan crisis, he said, why can't Trump now solve this problem? He says that he has solved all the problems, so he should solve Pakistan-Afghanistan problem also. So it is basically the Mr. Trump's ego that is playing.
Right.
I don't think there is much reason behind sending such forces. And another thing is probably it is sort of saber rattling by USA, trying to tell the people, especially trying to show to China and Russia that USA is not out of the picture and we are still the most powerful military in the world, something like that.